Hello, this is DeAndre with McKinnon Defense, and today we're going to be talking about holsters. Before we get started, I'm going to show you the safety check. Today we're going to be using a Glock 19. And we're also going to be using Smith & Wesson 686. Okay, so today we're going to focus on outside the waistband holsters. There's going to be more videos coming down the line dealing with different types of holsters, but today we're focusing on outside the waistband holsters, or OWB as you might find it on Amazon or any of the other websites. So the first holster I want to show you is this Blade Tech holster. Okay, this is made out of plastic, and currently it has the belt loop attachment to it. So what that means is you would actually feed your belt through these slots, and then you can actually adjust the width of the belt right here. So if I slide it down, it'll accommodate a larger belt, slide it up, a thinner belt. This holster actually can also be adjusted for cant. Cant meaning how the gun is tilted. So you can tilt it forward. Some people like it backwards. Some people like it just straight up and down. This one currently is tilted forward. The other attachment that comes with this particular holster, and many others, is the paddle. Okay, so basically I will just take these screws out, attach this to it, and then have a paddle holster. And with the paddle holster, the difference is I can slide the holster off and on my belt easily, as opposed to having to take my belt undone and pull it out of the slots. So that's the difference between the two. Now there are some that only come in paddle. Okay, so this is how you put on the paddle holster. Real easy. Just take the paddle, slide it behind your, either you slide it behind your belt or actually inside your pants. Goes on there. And you're good. That's it. Come off. You can either take the gun off completely or you can just slide it off. Done. But that's not the case here. Another term you're going to hear a lot of when you're looking at outside of waistband holsters is retention. Okay? So retention meaning the pressure that's actually put on the gun to keep it in the holster. Okay? So you have three types of retention. Alright, so the first one is just regular retention. It's just the holster being compressed to the gun. This particular one is adjustable retention, and you adjust it by tightening these screws. So the tighter the screw, the harder the gun is to pull out of the holster. Now this is the adjustable one. This Phobos holster, same concept, but it is not adjustable. Okay? By the way, these are called level 1 retention. It's just compression on the gun itself to hold it in there. Level 2 would be some kind of mechanism in addition to the pressure holding onto it is going to be some kind of mechanical device. This is the Bianchi holster, and the Serpro holster will fall into the same category, where there's one mechanical device along with the actual pressure or tension inside the holster. So this is the mechanical device. This is the lock. Okay, show you this. Okay, did you hit the click? Alright, so how this works. When I go to do the draw, I actually put my finger along the slide, and at the same time my middle finger is going to activate the lever, so the draw looks like so. Then I press down on the middle finger, the gun pulls out, and my fingers along the slide as it should be. When I go to holster it again, that's it. And it doesn't come out of the holster. Okay? As opposed to the other one, which is this one, which is the non-adjustable level 1 retention. This goes in and clicks. Alright? So that's level 1 and level 2. There is a third level. And the third level, I'm going to use the Glock here as an example. Okay, the third level not only has the retention from the pressure of the holster, it also has the mechanical lever. In most cases, it's Serpa type, where the paddle is here. The button is here. But it also has a hood that comes over the top. Now, Safariland makes one where there's a thumb drive, or they call it a thumb drive, but it's a for lack of a better word, a button on this side that you hit with your thumb. Okay? But when it happens, when you hit that button with your thumb, the hood comes off, and you're able to pull your gun out. Okay? So just Google it. You'll see some good examples there. So that's level 1, 2, and 3. If there is a fourth level, I haven't come across it yet. I'm not saying that they won't. Now, when it comes to how I use these holsters, with the Blade Tech holster, I actually use this on the range. Because on the range, for the most part, I'm not worried about someone grabbing my gun right out of my holster. For most people, even with this tension ratchet all the way down, one good pull and they have your gun. So I wouldn't recommend this for open carry. I'm not a big open carry person myself, but if I did open carry, it would be with this one. And the reason being is that there's a little bit more to my holster than just snatching it out. And by the time you figure out what this is and the type of holster it is, either I'm going to go hands-on and find you, or you might get cut. So this buys me time. And level 3 is just that much more time. So I wouldn't, I would use this for open carry if I open carry. I also use this when I am concealed carrying. Let me explain how that works. I would actually put this on my belt, put the gun in it, and then I would actually use a button-up shirt like the one I'm wearing here and cover it. So even though my gun is on the outside of my waistband, it's still concealed. So that's another way you can use this one. Okay, so this is how I attach the Bianchi holster. Snaps go on. Alright. You take your Glock or whatever, put it in there. Now, just as an extra precaution, when I'm wearing it in this fashion, I actually tuck in my shirt right around the holster area. That way, I don't have to worry about the shirt gathering up when I try to place my gun in the holster and having a negligent discharge. Okay? So then I just cover my shirt and I'm good to go. One thing I have to caution you though is wind. If you're in a windy situation and you're walking and the wind comes up, now you look like Shaft because it's doing this business. Okay? So make sure it's not too windy, or try to keep your arms, like rest your elbow on your gun as you're walking if there's a wind. It seems weird at first, but eventually you get held to it. Alright? Okay. The other thing when it comes to holsters is magazine holsters. Excuse me. This is an example of an outside the waistband belt loop attachment holster. Now, usually these kind of things are used during competition, but I'm pretty sure if you open carry, you probably carry your magazines outside your waistband as well. It has tension screws on top here. This particular one is in I didn't even know that. This one is in Uncle Mike's. But yeah, I use this when I do IDPA. Alright. And they also come in paddle format. So this one is a Phobos. And true to the other Phobos, this Phobos, there is no retention screws. However, in the back, I don't know if you can see that, but they're like little tabs. No, you can't see that. You don't have to take my word for it. But there's little tabs inside here that you can bend to make it form to your magazine so they just won't fall out. So that wraps up our outside the waistband holster reviews. I could be found on Facebook. I can be found on Instagram. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like what you see here. I also have a website, McKinnondefense.com. Please check us out. Our classes are listed there, as well as my Instagram and Facebook pages. All right. So, this is DeAndre from McKinnon Defense. Thanks for listening.